it's pouring. Why is it raining so much? It's raining for like the past 3 days here and I hate it. Like I said, today is another tag video. Today's tag video is the Opposites book tag, and it was created by, I don't know, this person. But I do know I was tagged by the lovely Beth at BethJune327. Definitely check her out. Let's get cracking to it. I haven't prepared for this at all. Per usual, per your request. The first question is first book in your collection / last book you bought. The first book in my collection. That's going to be hard because I definitely don't own that book. You know what I mean. I'm going to say the first book. Oh, I think Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. I think I got this when I was like in 7th grade. And for some awesome reason I've held on to it because back in the day before I thought keeping books was cool, I just got rid of them all. Shame, I know. If I could revert back to my childhood self, I would say, keep your books, Heather. You are crazy for getting rid of them. So I definitely think this is the oldest one. If I didn't pick that one, it would have been Harry Potter. The last book I bought was actually The Whole Golden World by Christina Riggle, and I just finished this, and I quite enjoyed it. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for a review, maybe? I don't know. Do you guys want a review on this? Let me know. I wasn't planning on reading it this month, but I did, and I loved it. But I will say, it's not a book for the mild. That's right, this is a sad book, which I'm surprised I read. Question is a cheap book versus an expensive book. Ooh, a cheap book. Say, I have gotten some ones from the thrift store for pretty cheap. The one that I think I actually got from the thrift store for like $1 is Jodi Picoult's The Pact, and it's in great condition, and I got it for $1. An expensive book. I know exactly what book this is going to be. You ready for it? It's probably going to be on a lot of people's books. But it is Harry Potter Page to Screen. I got this for Christmas last year, I believe, and I think this was $75. I'm sure my husband did not pay for that much, but the hardback on this bright beast is $75. But I definitely say if you're a Harry Potter lover, I mean, this is a freaking must-have. If you guys want a video of just going through this every once in a while, that'd be a great idea for a new series. Harry Potter Page to Screen, Chapter 1. Even though there's not chapters. But how cool would it be to just have a couple videos just going through this together, like almost an interactive. I wouldn't even be in it really, just my hands flipping it. Great idea. Yeah. Thank you, Tag, for making me think of a good idea. So yeah, 75 freaking bucks for this thing. But I'd say it's well worth it. Next, we have a book with a male protagonist versus a book with a female protagonist. Now let's try to think this outside of the box. So let's do it. Let's do it. What I chose for the male protagonist is going to be Ready Player One. This takes place from, who is the guy's name? Is it Wade? Wade's point of view. This is a great book. I chose for the female protagonist is going to be the Shadow Me series by Tahara Mafi, and this takes place from Juliet's point of view, and it's a great series. So I try to pick different kind of series. Did it work out? I don't know. We have a book you read fast, and then a book that took you too long to read. Interesting. Oh, I do know that the book I read very fast would have to be, oh my gosh, based by, that happened. Let's try again. The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I flew through this baby, like, and I love this book, you guys know that. Say this one. I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna say The Death Cure by James Dashner because I just did not enjoy it at all, really. I thought it was a great series, but not a good conclusion, I thought. So this took me forever to read, like forever, like probably a month total, which is quite sad. Question is pretty cover / ugly cover. Oh boy, so many pretty covers to choose from. Which one shall I choose? The book I chose for a beautiful pretty cover is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rifta Brunt. I have yet to read this, but I picked it up solely because of the cover. Like, this cover is freaking beautiful, am I right? The thing I don't like is that Target Club pick at the very top. That is not a sticker, it's on there forever. The book I chose for the ugly cover, and some of you may like this cover, it's everyone's own opinion. I chose Generation Dead by Daniel Waters. don't really enjoy this. Like, it's supposed to be a zombie novel, and I feel like the cheerleader is not like a zombie. She just has some dark eye makeup on, and it's just... Does she look like a zombie to you? Not really. It just looks like she has dark eye makeup on. At least to me. I just don't really enjoy this cover. So those are the ones I chose. National book / an international book. What? I don't get that. Let's interpret it for myself. A national book, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that challenge and find a book that takes place in the state where I live. Which, actually, there's a lot of books that take place in the state where I live. And the international one, I'm just going to take that to out of the country. Okay? Books I chose for national that take place where I live, there's two that I've read recently that take place where I live. They both take place in Virginia, pretty much, is where I live. And the first book is The Raven Boys. This takes place in Virginia. And then it's The Darkest Mind trilogy. It kind of goes off to Virginia / West Virginia, but it takes a lot of it into Virginia. So I love this series for that too, because I've read it and I'm like, oh, I've seen that place. I've been there. So it's kind of cool to read that. And then international, I'm going to be lame and say The Clockwork Princess because it takes place in England and I've never been there. So lame answer. Done. A thin book / a thick book. Lordy. This is getting complicated. So I'm going to go with Harry Potter for the thick one. This is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and this has 870 pages. Wow. I'm quite impressed with myself. I mean, think about this. I probably read this. This is year 5, so I think I read this when I was 15 because I grew up with Harry, so yeah, like, I read this when I was 15. I think that's pretty cool. And for the smallest book, yep, I'm going to go Harry Potter again. I'm going to choose the little tiny books, The Quidditch to the Ages, and The Fantastic Beasts Where to Find Them. I mean, it's a thin book. Have I read them yet? No. Should be ashamed of myself. Next question is a fiction book / a non-fiction book. This isn't hard at all. I'm just kidding. It's really easy. Fiction book, I picked The Spectacular Now by Tim Thorpe. I'm currently reading it right now. Only a little bit through. I'm kind of not enjoying it that much. I feel I can't really connect with the main character. He's kind of annoying, but I really need to push through this because I want to read this because I really want to see the movie because the movie looks really good. So I picked that one. And then for my nonfiction one, I picked one of my favorites is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me by Mindy Kaling. I love this book. Next question thing, very / way too romantic book / an action book. I love romantic books. But what romance was too cheesy? Oh. I really want to pick Twilight right now. Like, I really want to pick it because some of the romance is just really too cheesy. But I'm not going to do it. Let's see what other book that is way too cheesy. For kind of cheesy romance is Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, this is notorious for getting a lot of hate on BookTube, but I, for one, do enjoy this series, but I do find the romance to be a little bit too cheesy, but nonetheless, I still quite enjoy it. Now, the action book I picked is really not action, but I just picked it because it's not 100% focused on romance. It does have a good aspect of romance in it, but I think it does very well at drawing the line between it. And that is the Across the Universe series by Beth Revis. It's kind of sci-fi, but it's definitely got a lot of action in it. But it has, I mean, the cover you think it's 100% about romance, but I'd say there's a lot of action in it. Maybe 70% action, 30% romance. That's just what I think by this. Question is, a book that made you happy / one that made you sad. Happy. Oh, I love happy books. Both by Rainbow Rowell, and I think you might know. The one that made me happy, Fangirl. The one that made me sad, Eleanor and Park. Both amazing books, both completely different in a way. Like, Eleanor and Park had a great sense of happiness, but it got that overall sadness to it, like you felt really sad for the characters. But Fangirl made me smile the entire time, and I loved it. So good job, Rainbow Rowell, for like creating two different sides of the spectrum. So that was the tag, the opposite books tag. I would tag a couple people because why not? If you've been tagged before from this, I apologize. I tag Jamie and Jeff over at Ermagod Books. I can't ever say that right. Everyone says they love that name, but I can't ever pronounce it right, so I apologize. I also tagged Jess from Price is Wrong. I tag Jessie the Reader if he wants to do this. I tag Pull a Bananas Books if she wants to do this. I tag, who else? And Peru's Project. There you go. Consider yourselves tagged. So that is all for me. Please let me know if you guys want that that Harry Potter from Page of Screen series. I'm really considering doing that now. Anyway, that is all for me. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your week.